All right, guys. Stranger Things season 4. What do you guys think about volume 2? We're going to talk about the entire season here, but we'll start off by talking about volume 2 and talking about some of the spoilers, some of the reveals. Thinking about episode 8 there, Papa. I felt like that had a much more impact on me as a death than even Eddie. And that's weird for me to say that. But when Papa died, I thought maybe something like that would happen. But for some reason, just the way that it played out, we knew that Eddie was going to die, and he did a great job acting as Eddie. But it was kind of, that one was kind of like, yeah, we could see, out of any one of them dying, we could see that coming. So, him there, Papa, that was a good episode. I like number 8. Episode 9, I felt like it had a little too much slow motion, I think. But I don't know, maybe I'm just being nitpicky. Okay, so let's talk about these guys here. Their mission. It came full around for me, at least. Mike. Okay, so let's talk about there's no Mike and Will are not going to be together. So there you go. None of that's there. People thought that maybe that would be revealed in this episode, in this season. Wasn't there? Okay, whatever. That's fine. That's what some of the things that they put up in the air, like some major character dying, never happened. Okay, we got close though with Max. Were Nancy and Steve gonna get back together? Never really happened. It kind of like fizzled out there. And I hope that doesn't disappoint some people there with what that happened. But Argyle there, I think he was good. Jonathan really didn't have too much to do. There was that weird kind of conversation they had there with Jonathan and Nancy there. Are we still good? And he didn't tell her about the college the college situation. So it's still, they left some stuff that I don't know how it's going to play out. I want things to definitively finish in the 5th season, because they left Vecna, his death, vague there, despite being put on fire and being shot with a shotgun, and I don't know how many times there. He's still alive. Yeah, I mean, just kill that guy and then bring in the big bad guy. That's what we want to see. Or no, make it definitive. Maybe that's why I'm not resonating with the finale as much as I should be. I should be. Because it did answer a lot of the questions that this season has brought up. But, like, I wanted it to be like, either, yeah, and I was at times when we saw Murray unleash with the flamethrower. That was cool. But when the door opens and Hopper's standing there, you should be like, yeah, but they just kind of stand there looking at each other. You see what I mean? That's the kind of, if I had to, like, in one sentence say what or one kind of reaction, what's the finale like? It's kind of like, okay, something should happen now, right? Just get to it already. Yeah, that's what I want. I think the length. I think they got a little bit carried away with the length of trying to draw it out to the 2 hours or so. Because it had a lot of slow motion in it. And we knew that, okay, well, once Jason and Lucas were going to start fighting, you know that he was going to win eventually, but it just kept on going on and on and it's on. It was kind of like, yeah. And I don't want people to take it the wrong way. I liked the finale. I liked it. I like how things wrapped up there at the end for the Russian team that we can see here. But I want to know your guys' thoughts. Did you love this episode or the volume 2? Was it a satisfactory conclusion? Because for the first 8 episodes, it was brilliant. Brilliant storytelling. And I don't know what the reactions are going to be, if it was sad or happy. So we're going to take a look online to take a look at the Rotten Tomatoes. And we're going to take a look at some other sites there to see if there's anything else going on there. Christopher Schober says, I heard that Scream 6 Nev Campbell is rumored for a return for Scream 6 and 7. Nev Campbell is getting a small cameo in Scream 6, but in Scream 7, Nev Campbell is getting a bigger role in Scream 7. I don't know about that. As I said, I don't. Let's try to keep it a little bit more topic to Stranger Things, guys. We will be doing the horror movie news roundup show tomorrow for sure on Saturday, and I think we'll be watching Devil's Advocate tomorrow as well. Yeah, Vecna. Let's talk about Vecna. They built him up so much. And maybe I'm wrong for this, guys. Maybe I'm wrong in this. They built him up so much. He had like his chokehold on everybody. And you know that's normally when the bad guy loses. Okay, fine. We all concede that. But then... yeah. Despite being on fire and being shot to death, he still survives. It's kind of like, They teased Papa's return, and I thought that he'd have a bigger secrets after, up before his demise, Hourglass says. Yeah, you thought that he had more plans than just what 11 was, to deal with the Upside Down and stuff like that. How did he find all his child subjects? I don't know if I don't know if we'll ever go back to that storyline. We don't have to anymore, right? Volume 2 was definitely more somber. Yeah. But I didn't feel it the way that I wanted to. I'm trying to articulate that. Like, I didn't feel... yeah, there was... Like, you can see in my reactions, and when Max is getting her bones broken, I was like getting the lump in the throat and like, are they going to do this? No. And if they did it like that, and if they did snap her neck or whatever, and that was it, then I probably I probably would have shed a tear for sure. But they made it so ambiguous. It was kind of like. Yeah, is she dead? What's going on here? And that dubiousness, that unsure feeling of not knowing exactly what we saw, made the feelings of sadness go away just like that. So it kind of undermined it, and I was a little bit bummed about that. And then once again, when you saw that the Upside Down did come through and start to cut people in half like Jason got cut in half, it was still like, is that happening because she's dead, or is it because of Eddie being dead? Now maybe that we've seen it and we know it all in context. Is it going to play better on a second viewing? And maybe it will. Maybe it will, because I think season 4 is such a great, grand accomplishment for the Duffer Brothers because of how well it was crafted. Yeah, sometimes it is a little bit hard to stick the landing, and I think that this had a little bit of trouble sticking the landing because it didn't really land, right? Kind of like, well, Eddie landed, but everything else, well, the Upside Down is still there. We knew that. It should have ended with that, but then it went on to like 2 days later, and then it went on for like another 25 minutes trying to wrap up the other parts of the story, and I would have rather have them just kind of see the Upside Down spill out into the real world, see things go sour, have the shot of them looking at it all in horror, and then have the season end like that. I think that would have been more powerful than them going back and giving us that extra 25 minutes that was tacked on. I want to know your guys' thoughts about that, because for sure, I'm sure I've missed quite a bit, and second viewing will help for volume 2. Yeah. But I feel like if a story is told well, you shouldn't feel that sense of, oh, did I miss something? I'm not sure about something. If it's told well, then you shouldn't have to have that feeling. And for me, I was just a little bit like that. Let's go on the line here, guys, and take a look at the Rotten Tomatoes and see what's going on here. Okay, so as of now, Stranger Things is sitting at 89% from the critics, 158, and 1974 users have rated it at 90%. Now, they're not splitting that up into two parts. They're saying overall. Right? Oh. 91. So that's like from the first season. No. Let's see the score details. So some people don't like it, obviously. Well, come on. Nothing's going to be like perfect scores. Let's see from the top critics. Can I read some of these reviews? Okay, so they're going just through there and see. While the series is a wonderful and merciful thing, one can assume that these feature film-length episodes will seem intermediate to anyone who isn't a fan. Interminable. Interminable. What the heck kind of word is that? Times UK. This excellent penultimate season of Netflix's Golden Goose is the perfect antidote to the lowest common denominator television. A show that offers much more than its audience asks for. Let's take a look at a rotten one. The whole experience felt like being forced to eat every menu item from the Cheesecake Factory over the course of a day. Lots of deliciousness, some things you never wanted, and the whole experience leaving you feeling nothing but bloated. And I echoed a little bit of that about the final episode. I said the running time was a bit long. Once it hits its stride, you're on right. Yeah, like the first 8 episodes are immaculate. I think it's a masterpiece for the first 8 episodes. This is the very definition of treading water TV, despite its biggest budget, the big budget fanciness. Stranger Things is really no different from generic network procedural. I don't know if I agree with that. Let me just make sure that I got everything set up here. And I'm going to ask Google here. To reviews. Okay, so let's go and take a look at what Bloody Disgusting has here for it. Volume 2, because this is what I want to talk about, guys. I want people's reactions. I want to know, what did you think about Volume 2? But significant reveals behind the scenes, Big Bad Vecna. Okay, Volume 2 falls into more predictable territory, or at least attempt to address the lack of stakes on the pervaded Volume 1. I don't know if I agree with that. Okay, so like the acting is well done. For the most part, the pacing was very well done. Stranger Things Season 4 favors spectacle over finesse. Favors spectacle over finesse. Volume 2 boasts impressive set pieces, explosions, and it did have that, a ton of action, and a darker edge of horror, or at least where the adult storylines are concerned, every character gets at least one hero moment. Yeah, and that's true. They did have one hero moment for sure, but the season belongs to Sink. What? Sadie Sink? Why does it belong to Sadie Sink? Her arc and performance as Max, tortured in more ways than one, lends needed gravitas and depth. She was great in it, guys. She was fantastic, but you're not topping Millie Bobby Brown. For me, at least. No way. Millie Bobby Brown is the... what she was doing will always be the highlight for me. I'm not going to take away anything from Sadie Sink. I said multiple times that she was good. I don't think that she stole the show, though. Arglass says in the live chat, I suppose now that the Upside Down has Breach Hawkins, they'll have some more of the action back for season 5. I reckon it will finish on an overall high. Well, you would think that the military will now come in. Why aren't they there now? Well, they will be now. They'll lock that off, right? And Matazaro also stands out as being a part of the cast. Matazaro? Yeah, I didn't say that, guys. Matazaro, is that that's Dustin. You know, he had that one good scene at the end, and as I said, he was like the glue, like he works well with all of the cast. I don't know if I'd go as far as to say that he's the beating heart of the cast. The actor can boost or engage with any scene partner, and yeah. But the season belongs to Sink. I don't know about that. That's I don't know if I agree with that. And it's the cast emotional range and their characters' extensive history that anchors a season so ambitious that many threads slip through the cracks. So many unaddressed questions remain by Volume 2's end, only some by design. Yeah, some questions, definitely. I felt that it's a mistake that they didn't kill off Vecna. It's a huge mistake. You start a story and you close that story within the season, and they didn't do that. And I realize that there's still more bad guys to go out there, but now you got Vecna and the big mind flayer thing, the Mist. That's the big bad guy, right? They should be just dealing with the Mist part in season 5, because then it's going to get too bulky, I think. I hope not, but Volume 2 relies on some of the same battle structure from the previous seasons, diminishing its impact. Yeah. From a character standpoint, however, it's impossible not to root for them. Yeah, we do. Furthering their harsh transition into adulthood. Yeah. So, some people like it, and some people really think that Sadie Sink was the big, huge star of it. She had a couple of good monologues, but the end is the beginning. Let's take a look at this from Collider. Trying to pull out some stuff here, guys. Those ultra long run times start to make a lot more sense. Although I'm not entirely certain that episode 9 couldn't have been broken up into 2 episodes. Yeah. Millie Bobby Brown crushed it this season and would be MVP. Sadie would be up there with Natalie. Oh yeah, Nancy was also great. Natalia Dyer was great, and Gayton, yeah. Argyle was great comic relief, yeah, as was Murray. Murray had some really cool scenes. Argyle too, for sure. Okay, so let's take a look at what they're saying here. I was hard pressed to find a spot that would have naturally served as a place to break momentum. Before any grand reunion can happen, though, the threat of Vecna has to be dealt with. And 11 decides to take that rematch. Yeah, we know that. Some visual elements. I'm just trying to get a gauge of what people thought about it. Noah Schnapp especially delivers in two particular scenes. Yeah, there's that scene with him and Mike in the vehicle where you thought that he was going to reveal that he's got feelings for him or something, but they didn't. They pulled the punch on that, and that made it was a well acted scene. And I liked when he was playing Master of Puppets, for sure. And I heard something about like Netflix suffered outages because so many people were wanting to watch these 2 episodes. And I thank everybody for joining me this season. For there's like a couple of the episodes have gone up to like 1,000, and that's good for this channel at least. So I thank you for that. And I hope you enjoy my format, because it's not like it's not like everybody else's out there. It's something a little bit different. So the wait for Stranger Things last season might be especially long and grueling, but that'll just give fans the opportunity to go back and do a series rewatch with all the new contacts that we have, story details that you realize just how entwined everything has been since the beginning. Yeah. Vecna was there since the first season. Yeah, he was. So, let's take a look at what they got here. On coming soon, Stranger Things Season 4 Volume 2 review, the series' best effort yet. So some people liked it. I prefer to read the comments. Let's take a look down at the comments for coming soon. As long as it doesn't take ages for it to wind up. With incredible action and even more memorable characters, Stranger Things continues to be some of the best television. And I said that all the time through it. That, yeah, it was awesome. 9 out of 10. For the overall season, as the season is, I would say, yeah, 9 out of 10. Okay, so we only got one guest here that says, no way they ended the season like that. Biggest plot twist we've never had got so far, and I'm loving it. Biggest plot twist we've had so far. What's the biggest plot twist that happened? Am I missing something? What was the plot twist? Cannot wait to see how the Duffer Brothers wrap up things in Season 5, though I now wonder how on earth they could do a time jump, as the Duffers hinted that would happen. Okay, so there's going to be a time jump. Yeah, well, I'm sure that there's going to be followed. The military is going to come in and take over the town and stuff. The confrontation with Vecna lives up to the hype. It would have if they killed him. With the psychological horror being brought up to the forefront as Max is again forced to deal with her darkest thoughts as Vecna attempts to consume her. I like that transition in episode 9 when she was talking, trying to coax him out, and then all of a sudden Lucas starts talking, and she's like, "Why are you talking?" And then he transforms into Vecna. That I thought like that was very well done, and yes, Sadie Sink did good. But I don't think the season belonged to her. Sadie Sink's acting is phenomenal as she proves to be a true talent, and there's no doubt about that. But for me, it's Millie Bobby Brown the whole way. She's carrying this thing, guys. And I know some people won't like me saying that, but she's so awesome. DJ Daint says that was by far one of the best endings to a TV show series ever. Okay, so yeah, so some people are liking that long 25 extra minutes that added was added on there. I'm just in the minority of it. It just came out, guys. So I liked it. I liked the final episode, but I didn't love it. And as I said, I wanted to really feel it, but I've talked about that in length, so I'm not going to go over that again. Let's see. Let's take a look for that Netflix crashing story. You mean Stranger Things crashing? Yes, I did. Netflix crashed after Stranger Things Volume 2 release. This is from Variety, so let's take a look at the big trade here. Well, I'm glad that we got to watch it. Netflix crashed after Stranger Things 4. Users' reports say. Blame it on Vecna. Netflix's streaming service was unavailable for a brief period Friday. Well, I guess if you were watching it right down, well, like, you would have to. If we watched it like at 3 o'clock in the morning, no, I'm not doing that, guys. But complaints about errors with Netflix peaked around 13,000 at the top of the hour. But it was resolved within half an hour, so it's no big deal. So you don't get to watch it right away. Yeah. Meh. That's not a huge thing, but it did crash it. I want to know your guys' thoughts on this series. Talia Dyers, yes. Yeah, she was really good in it too. And he thought Joe Keery, he was also really good. Steve, because you thought that they had those so many conversations that like they were beginning to feel like that connection again, and they just kind of pulled back. Let's take a look at Sadie Sink's upcoming projects, because she was good, and I don't want to detract from it, but see what she's got up next. Dear Zoe, it's completed. I don't know what that is. Let's take a look. When Tessa and her family suffer an unmanageable loss, she finds support from a surprising source. Okay. Theo Rossi. I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is. It doesn't have a release date. But she's going to go far, guys. She's going to have a long career ahead of her, for sure. The Whale is in post-production. What is this? A reclusive English teacher suffering from severe obesity attempts to reconnect with his estranged teenage daughter for one last chance at redemption. So he's referred to as the Whale, maybe? Oh, it's from Aronofsky. That will be interesting to see. So who's Brendan Fraser's going to be the obese guy trying to reconnect with the daughter Ellie? It's Aronofsky. Aronofsky, guys, he did The Wrestler, Mother, Requiem for a Dream, Fountain. Yeah, so he's talented for sure. Huh. So she's got a good resume. She's got a bright future ahead of her. Eddie Munson was best newcomer, though they didn't give him a great final scene. Joseph Quinn was captivating in the role. I liked his death scene. I thought it was well done. I liked how his character evolved from running away at the beginning and then facing the bats at the end. And I like how he talked to Dustin about that. Um, do you mean that perhaps you were thinking that you were wanting to have him have a little bit, maybe a grander realization? Like people would, well, many people would understand that he had that heroic side to him, that he had a turn. Nikki Cunningham says, "My God, I just realized something about Stranger Things season 5. What? Share it with us, Nikki. What's going to happen? Is Dr. Brenner going to come back somehow? I don't know how they would do that. They can still show flashbacks with Brenner. Is Dr. Owens going to come back? I think he will. And I liked the different relationship there between Owens and Brenner, where he was like the one always being the hard ass, and then he was always going to bat for 11. I liked how he was always trying to care for her, nurture her, you know. Nikki says, "Do you realize Stranger Things season 5 will line up on top of Chernobyl? Will line up right on top of Chernobyl." No, I don't know what you mean by that. Because Chernobyl, the TV series Chernobyl, was just a limited series. Do you mean it'll be like Chernobyl? Like Hawkins will be like a blast zone where it will be uninhabitable? That I can understand. Yeah, it'll be like a wasteland. And then if there's going to be a time jump, then for sure, if there's going to be a time jump in season 5, it'll be maybe like the fallout of the Upside Down now and the Mist or whatever. But you know, Vecna's still around, and that's something that I was hoping that at least that storyline would close off, because I liked how Volume 1 did a good job of revealing that to us, that number 1 was Vecna. You set that up so nicely, and now you didn't pay us off here in this season. Now, that doesn't mean that we still can't get closure for the story. I just would have preferred it in this season. Yeah, Eddie died a murderer in the town's eyes without some sort of recognition, Hourglass Viking says. Yeah, and that's, yeah, that was just a choice by the Duffer Brothers there to do it like that. April 26, 1986 was the date of the explosion. Season 4 is March. Oh, you mean time, like real time wise? Okay, well, that's 1986. Okay. Yeah, so you think that perhaps they'll use that Chernobyl incident? That's very interesting, Nikki. Yeah, because well, they were in Russia, and we know that it's opening up on that side as well, and it's not quite Russia there; it's in the Ukraine, right? But in that timeline, that would be still part of the USSR, right? Yeah, that could be an interesting call. Chernobyl on that side, and then Hawkins on this side of the planet. Very interesting. And the timelines, yes, even though I don't know. They said there's going to be a time jump, though. I have to see that. Season 5 supposedly is being set in the 1990s. Yeah, Hourglass says. So, but I like your line of thinking there, Nikki. I like that line of thinking. Because, yeah, just, it's like, oh, there's some interesting possibilities there. For sure. But we'll have to wait and see how long the time jump is. It doesn't really matter too much now, I think, because the kids are 18. So between 18 and like 22, you don't change that much. Like Millie Bobby Brown's like 18 now, right? I don't know what the other actors are. Sadie Sink. I don't know how old she is. I'm guessing around the same age. 2002, so she's 20, right? So she's older than Millie Bobby Brown. And Finn Wolfhard He's going to be up there too. He's changing. He's changing a lot. He's becoming much more different. uh, Sorry, I'm missing his date there. 2002. So he's 20 as well. It's only Millie that Millie was the youngest, eh? Huh. Let's see what Noah was. 2004. So he's the same age as Millie. Okay, but yeah, and he did good in the final episode too. Whenever Will is near Hawkins, he has that connection to the Upside Down because he was pulled there by Vecna. Is that the way I understand it? Sorry, I'm blocking my light. It was Vecna that pulled him through the first time. The way that they described it in this season. But overall, guys, yeah, and I hope we see more of Robin. Maya Hawke, great actress. Good actress. Let's see if we got any more snapshot reviews that we can pull up, and then I think we'll round it out there. Let's see what IGN is here, cranked up to 11. Yeah, I didn't use any who has been the most devastating death on Stranger Things thus far? Billy? Not Billy, because he was a butthead, and I like that Max talked about that. Like, all that stuff was really well done. Talked about Billy being kind of a butthead to her. Bob, that was Samwise, right? That was Bob was the one that had the dog bite his neck out. Barb, she was only in there for like a couple of episodes, but she had a huge impact. Alexi maybe. Benny, let us know. Let's see the results. Let's see the way people voted here. Bob, yeah, Bob. He was in season 2, right? Sean Astin. Okay, so let's take a look at what they're saying. For the first time in a long time, it truly feels like we could lose some of these characters. It felt like that. But we didn't, other than Eddie. It occasionally hit its own detour in the Russian storyline. It might have felt a bit more manageable if episode 9 were to split up. What? Isn't that exactly what Collider said as well? Is this just a copy and paste? Looks like it is. Verdict. Okay, let's take a look at this. The final 2 episodes of Stranger Things Season 4 are the series at its most emotional, action-packed, and tension-filled. There are as many thrills as you could hope for, but also quite a few lovely, tender moments between characters we've become to care about so much. There are many series best performances. Yes, there are, for sure. It's hard to single out any in particular, but it's nice to see that Noah Schnapp will get a bit more attention than he did in part 1. Yeah. So so we heard some love for Sadie Sink, we've heard some love for Noah, but for me it'll always be Millie Bobby Brown. Yeah. She's just got so much range and ability to transform her face when she's crying. It's impressive. Bob's death was up there as tragic as well as Alexi's. Yeah. I don't know if I remember Alexi's death in Stranger Things. He was on The plane, right? Let's see if we can pull that up. Oh no. He got shot, that's right. Because they didn't trust him at first. And yeah. I remember him. He was with Murray, right? And he kind of gets pegged. Yeah, he dreamed about coming to America, and he gets to go to the carnival. I remember that. Yeah, that one was hardcore. And does that beat out Eddie's death? Because it's definitive. It was a definitive death. You were sure that he just got iced. Yeah. Who else? Bob. Let's take a look at Bob's death. I remember when it happened too. It was like, oh no, not Bob. Oh man, look how young he is there. See, yeah, he's totally transformed. Sadie. Oh, did I skip over it? Yeah, he gets by the Demogog, or Demo Dog, right? Him and Joyce were a thing. Yeah, Hourglass. It says Eddie's death was a needless sacrifice. He should have left Dustin and checked in with Erica, then gone back if necessary. Yeah, it was kind of like, Yeah, it wasn't one of those deaths where it's like you or me right now. No, it's going to be me, and then he gets hit by something, and yeah. I forgot about this. Hopper doesn't get there in time, and he gets his neck ripped out, right? Oh, poor old Bob. Yeah. All right, guys. This 424. I think we've been running here for a while here, and some people have been able to get some of their thoughts off their chest. I just wanted to come on and share my thoughts. Let's see, how long have we gone here? Yeah, we're about 40 minutes or so. But that's Stranger Things Season 4, guys. This is all part of a nice little playlist that you'll be able to find and follow along each episode. And it's been a good season. Overall, it's been a really good season. It's some of the best television that I've seen this year, for sure. And I thank you for joining me tomorrow. If you don't know, we'll be doing a live show once again, talking about horror movie news of the week. And I think we might do a full live watch along of The Devil's Advocate with Keanu Reeves and Al Pacino. Is Al Pacino the devil? We'll find out, okay? And yeah, stay tuned for more long entertainment here on Mirror Domains. Now it's time for me to go out and see other people's reactions and to see other people's reviews. But overall, it was a good season. And thank you for joining me. See you guys next time.